Welcome to
Boring
but Effective.
Welcome to another edition of Boring but Effective. It's super exciting. We have our first international guest, Jess Kidd, the fabulous copywriter and director of Penzo. Welcome, Jess.
Thank you. Thanks. You've had some pretty interesting guests. I was just saying that I've watched a few of your podcasts, so I think I'm in pretty good company.
That's amazing. That's so good. So, hey, let's kick it off. Tell us, what is Penzo Studios? What do you actually do?
So Penzo is a creative and marketing studio. We're a full service studio. So that means essentially we cover the full spectrum of marketing services in-house. That eliminates the need for a client to have multiple different marketing partners. So for example, someone like a digital agency, an SEO partner, a social media manager, a designer, a photographer, a 3D visualization team, whatever. We have it all in-house. So essentially Penzo clients have one point of contact for all the things. And not in a jack of all trades sense. We're a fully resourced agency with really experienced and award-winning teams behind us. That's us.
You're definitely a fantastic team. I was doing having a bit of a look there as well, and you're kind of a different story in yourself, in that you're one of the rare people who's able to have that magnificent creative copywriting genius that you have, but also the ability to have that management expertise as well. It doesn't normally match in your industry. So can you tell us how you've managed to be able to keep your hand not only just in the copywriting stuff and keep your brain going, but also the business side of things, and how that's kind of worked for you with Penzo Studios?
It's not easy. It's a balance. Plugging into that creative vibe, I guess, takes no interruptions, and setting a time aside specifically for the creative element of my job. I head up strategy and content for Penzo for all of our clients, and then obviously from the business management perspective, there's that element as well. So two different hats, and I cannot do them both simultaneously. The trick is setting aside time in my calendar for each role. Yeah. I can't write creatively when I've got budgets on my mind,
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. It's a credit to you how you're working it out so successfully, and good on you. Now a bit more on Penzo. Can you give us a couple of specific client benefits that you give, and name a couple? Let's put a couple on there, and what a couple of the companies that you've really helped out and given them some brand awareness.
Okay. We can do that. So Penzo is a director-led agency, and that is a little bit different to other traditional agency approaches. So we work completely hands-on in the day-to-day management of our clients and our projects, and often client-facing. Behind the scenes, we have an incredible team supporting us. But what it means for our clients is that they're working directly with the agency's directors, which is a key point of difference when you put Penzo up against other agencies, particularly big corporates and big old agency players in the marketing realm. We often hear complaints from clients about staff turnover, about having multiple different points of contacts within their agencies, and they can find it confusing knowing who to contact for what. But with Penzo, essentially one point of contact for all of the things that they need within their scope of marketing. And with it being director led, a business owner knows that if they need something, they can pick up the phone and call us or text us, and it's going to be John, Tony, or myself at the other end of the phone. And I can hear, I think, other business owners screaming that it's not necessarily a great way to set yourself up for growth and scale when you're that hands-on. But we're structured in a way that we have this amazing team behind us keeping the machine going, so it does work. And I think for our clients, knowing that they're working with the owners of the business, they understand that they're working with people that are really invested in their outcomes, because their success is essentially our success, and we need and want them to do well because our business is depending on it as well. So I guess a good example of that is we have worked with a client, Lotus Caravans. They're what we think Australia's most premium and luxury caravan manufacturer.
Patrick Dangerfield, AFL footballer, part-time fisherman, part-time adventurer. I've been really fortunate throughout my AFL journey to have some great opportunities to work with some incredible brands. I think my message for anyone that's considering a Lotus Caravan, wants to spend more time with their family, stop YouTubing other people's adventures and start your own. Just go out and do it. So don't live your life through the lens of someone else. Start creating your own story and you'll never regret it. And that would be my main message to anyone that's considering a Lotus Caravan and wants to spend more time with their family, wants to get outdoors and see Australia. Just go out and do it.
And have been for 22 years. And we have worked with them. I worked with them previously when I was employed, and they have come over to Penzo. So we've worked with them as a team for a long, long time, to the extent that they would consider us an extension of their own in-house team, which a lot of our retainer or monthly ongoing clients do. And it means that we can go beyond what you would expect from a standard marketing partner. If they have an idea, they know they can pick up the phone and workshop it with us over the phone. We don't need to, organize a formal meeting or a briefing or any of that sort of stuff that a larger corporate agency might require. They can bounce ideas off us in a really casual way, and we can tell them whether or not it's a go based on our experience in a more casual environment. So that kind of structure works well, I think, and is what appeals to lots of clients versus other larger agencies.
I think that's a fantastic model. It's kind of reverse engineered for the modern day, where people want to know who's in charge and they're dealing with someone at the top, as opposed to running through 3 or 4 gatekeepers to get to the person they want to talk to. It's kind of, you've reverse engineered that. You know your business well enough to know where that inquiry is going to best be serviced. So it sounds like a great model to me.
Well, it's working. Yeah, it's working. But we couldn't do it on our own. Like I said, we have quite a big, well-resourced team behind us. So they're helping us keep this ship afloat.
That's fantastic. I guess that adds there's more loyalty and that sort of stuff when you've got that behind the scenes scenario, and you're not running into those larger agency roadblocks, if you like, of the staff turnover, and you've got a good account going, and then they ring in and that person's moved on, and it doesn't happen at Penzo because you're dealing with the bosses, so to speak.
That's right, and I think another benefit as well is that because we like to work so intimately with our clients, like an extension of their own teams, it means that they don't necessarily need to carry the weight of an in-house marketing team or their own marketing manager. So essentially it means lower overheads, not having to carry those resources in-house, the ability to scale their marketing scope up and down as they need to, depending on seasonality or product launches or, the normal ebbs and flows of a business. And like I said, we are just at the end of the phone if they do need to pick up or ask us a question at a minute's notice, sometimes on weekends, or asking for a favour at short notice. We do like to work hand in hand with them to be able to deliver those things for them.
I think that sounds great. It's important that the creative ideas, they don't evaporate, the workshop together, and there's the other side of it where it can sound great, but you guys can be the gatekeeper and say, that's not going to work, guys. Let's bin that. But hey, part of that, let's develop that one over there. That's a good idea. That sounds terrific. That sounds great, Jess. I mean, that's a fantastic business you're building there. Can you tell us a bit more? What do you think about the future for Penzo Studios? So what are the business goals, and who are some of the clients that you're really looking forward to working with into the future?
So Penzo, although my business partners and I have worked together for years and years and years, heading towards 10 years, give or take, Penzo itself is only 2 years old, not even 2 years old yet. So we're still an infant. So Penzo, the future for Penzo looks like growth And that's both from an internal resourcing perspective and also from a business development perspective. We've been really fortunate that most of our clients, 99% of them, have followed us from previous endeavors, or they've been referrals through our network. So we haven't spent a cent on marketing or promotion for ourselves. We haven't sent a single EDM. We're about to send our first EDM. Took us a year to get our website up. We've been really slack. It's one of those situations of working in the business rather than on it. So we're only just starting to begin that chapter. So that's where we're heading now. We're resourced for a well-oiled machine, and we are ready to start extending our network of clients. We're resourced for it, and building that up. And obviously with that means maybe hiring more. So in the last 6 to 12 months, we've brought on 3 key players within our team, as well as our external contractors and freelancers. So there's now 6 of us in our immediate team. And that's probably going to grow as we start to grow our client base as well. So that's where we're heading for the immediacy.
Yeah.
And we'll see how that goes.
That's fantastic. No, congratulations on what can only be said as a great start. The future is looking very, very bright. You've done some really cool things, and look forward to seeing you popping up as the copywriter and the marketing manager for a number of other things around Melbourne and in Australia as well. So sounds cool.
Thank you. Yeah, it is cool. It is cool having a good time while we're doing it as well. So that's always, nice.
That's amazing. Now, on to the good part, the fun part, Jess. Now tell me, what's your favourite food?
My favourite food? My favourite meal isn't so much the culinary side of it. I think it's the experience. And I thought about this recently when I was on holiday. I love nothing more than being in a warm environment and ordering a strong margarita and having a plate of local fish tacos in front of me. To me, that is the ultimate dining experience. So not just the meal, it's the whole thing. It's to me, that's perfect. That would be my last meal.
Fantastic. The old death row meal of Mexican fish tacos and the big margarita to help them.
Oh, you can't beat it.
Amazing. That's so good. So
I
cool.
don't have to do that in prison.
And whether you, and yes, that sounds great. That's so good. Hey, now if you could invite one person, fish tacos, margarita, and you've got a second plate there, one person, living or deceased, in the history of the universe, who gets to enjoy it with Jess?
This is a really hard question, actually. I thought someone, because I'm a copywriter, like Ernest Hemingway, but then I heard he's not, he wasn't the nicest bloke to sit around and have a chat with.
He hasn't aged well.
No. But then out of left wing, and I'm not a Catholic, I'll just put that on the table first, but Pope Francis, I think, would be my choice. I don't know why, but I've always liked him as a public figure. Well, I did before he passed. I think he would be an enjoyable and enlightening person to sit down and have a conversation with. Although I don't think I'd be getting a margarita into him. So I might be enjoying that on my own.
Well, that's the fish tacos he can have, but if he's not going to have the margarita, you can always have one for each hand, I guess.
That's true.
That's fascinating. Pope Francis, how cool's that? Oh, that sounds amazing.
Yeah,
really
we actually went through to the Vatican on holiday once, hoping that we would have the opportunity to see him, but we missed out. But yeah, that's how far the the fanship follows him. Yeah.
Oh, it's amazing. Hey, Jess, thanks so much for coming on. I'll put it on the screen down here. This is how you get in touch with the team at Penzo Studios. If you've got some copywriting or some you want to do an ad campaign, some marketing, hit those guys up. If you want to do some financial planning, that's my go. And Jason, Jess, clients of mine, have been for a number of years now. It's amazing. 2019, when you were here in Australia, we started that relationship. It's going really well, and appreciate you coming on.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, and thanks for looking after us for all these years.
My pleasure. Thanks, Jess.
Thank you.
Boring.
but effective.